Lynn has a scale model of a modern train. The model is created on a scale of 1 to 48. The height of the model train is 102 millimeters. What is the actual height of the train in meters? Round your answer to the thousandths decimal place, that's the third decimal place, and do not include units in your answer. So for me, I'm going to begin by doing a sketch. We'll pretend this is like a boxcar in my train. And it says that the height is 102 millimeters. So this is helpful to me to sort of have an idea in my head of what's going on. I'm going to use my scale and multiply this by 48 in order to get the actual height. So I'll take 102 multiplied by 48, and that will give me 4,896. Now the question is 4,896 what? Since we're using the scale and we started in millimeters, when we multiplied, we ended in millimeters. So we know now that the actual height is 4,896 millimeters. That doesn't answer the question though, because although it's the actual height, we're supposed to find the actual height in meters. So I will take the 4,896 millimeters and divide it by 1,000 millimeters per meter. When I do this, it gives me a total of 4 and 896 thousandths meters. So now I have found the correct answer. If you chose the wrong answer of 2.125, you found it by taking 102 and dividing by 48. So you were thinking about a couple of things correctly, I think. You were trying to use the actual height and you were trying to use the scale, but you used division rather than multiplying to begin with, and then you didn't do a second step to make sure that we were talking in meters. And perhaps you felt like your answer was reasonable, and that's why you didn't pursue a second step, and that's okay to have thought about your answer if that's what you did. But because your first step was wrong to do that division, it threw off the whole thing from there. So I like to do this little sketch and think about like, this is my model here, but I need to use the scale, and I'm going to be going from my model to my actual height. And so for that, I should have been expecting, especially with millimeters, I should have been expecting a number that was pretty large for millimeters because they're kind of small, especially if we're measuring a train in real life. So when I found the 4,896 millimeters, I had a lot of confidence in that answer.